Hello. The question we are answering to our course is illustrate how Christian education in your congregation can intentionally reflect the points made about biblical foundation of Christian education. So, studying the chapter 3 of Dr. Eastup's from the book A Theology for Christian Education, it illustrates and gives full examples, I mean, details about biblical principles for a theology of Christian education. So, right in the introduction, he is bringing out the important fact that Bible, our Christian educators should acknowledge that it is through the Bible that we know or we derive all the principles for Christian education. So Bible becomes the cornerstone of theological foundation and the prolegomena of the historical foundations of Christian education. So, without Bible, we are as Christians we cannot define or formulate anything. So he goes on to say educational principles from the scriptures, which are 11 in all. So we cannot go in detail, but education in church is God centered. So in my community, because we are supposed to answer to how it is applicable to our community or in my church, how intentionally we can do. Education in church should be God centered, is obligatory upon the Christian community, and we learn our faith and our spiritual formation through the church. So definitely, we go back into focusing upon the Bible. But there are different formats. It is said about education is provided. So formal, non-formal, and informal. But then when we concentrate whether our educational practices or principles should be teacher-centered or student-centered or book-centered or community-centered, and all these diversions cannot help us in applying biblical principles to Christian education in our church. So we all have to go back into the Bible. And there are many books that have come out, and there are many methods that are brought out recently. My friend from India, Vishal Mangalwadi, also has brought a book called The Third Age Education or Third Millennium Education Method or whatever it is. So I would like to do that. Let me go back into all the old in the history, all the old Christian educators who have kept the priority for the Bible to teach them the Christian education principles. So the 11 principles above, what we said, I have not read all of them. However, we know that as Christian educators, we should allow, to innovate our practice in demonstrating our faithfulness to His word and the faith community. So, without which, whatever we may employ, it will deviate us from being focused upon the word and deriving the Christian principles. So, I would, in my community, in especially back in India, because this is the new application. There were Christian education when the Catholic institutions, Protestant institutions started. They tried to keep Christian education as a priority, but because of the government intervention, that they had to remove all the religious instruction. So now it's slowly picking up that we can employ or bring Christian education in a private institution and within the capacity that we are permitted to function. Thank you.